I'm Kortnie.
And I'm Emily. And this is
Cheers to that.
Yay! Welcome back to your weekly podcast where we talk about motherhood, marriage, and laugh at all the things in between. So, Kortnie, I have to ask.
I'm ready.
What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure? Late night snacking on popcorn with tahini seasoning on it.
You do love popcorn. You and
That's
your
like
daughter
my
love
guilty
popcorn.
pleasure that I can like kind of hide from the kids because they're obsessed with popcorn too. So once they're down for bed and like if I'm still hungry, I'll just pop a bag of natural Orville Redenbacher's popcorn and then sprinkle it with tahini.
Sea salt seasoning.
Well, I like it because it's not like I don't like buttery popcorn.
Yeah,
so
because you're a monster.
I just want plain popcorn.
I know that about you, and it hurts me physically.
And I love to just like cuddle up on the couch and either read my book or watch TV and then snack.
That's such a tame and chill
guilty pleasure. What about yours?
So many to think
What would
of.
be your top one though?
If I'm thinking of like food,
Not food. It just guilty pleasure in general.
watching blackhead popping videos on
Oh.
TikTok.
Oh. Okay. Well, moving on from that.
That's how I fall asleep most nights. It relaxes me on a spiritual level.
Yeah, I don't see that. Like I don't do that, but I will say, like I've watched Dr. Pimple Popper, and those get addicting to watch. But it's not on my phone. It's on, even though it's
If
on
they're
the big
like
screen.
big, cysty, weird, gross, I can't do it. I like blackheads specifically because they're kind of clean looking. They come out. I don't really know.
See, I would rather them cut into the cyst and like get it out versus like a blackhead. I don't know. Anyways, that's kind of gross.
But also, I want to say that my other guilty pleasure, food related, is IHOP.
Yours is IHOP.
I'm single-handedly keeping IHOP in business.
Grubhub, Uber Eats, and IHOP.
Literally. And I'm getting IHOP delivered via Uber Eats.
Yes.
And so I just think IHOP is being slept on, and I think everyone needs to know what you need to get is a build your own omelet. Add cheddar cheese, add hash browns, add onions and green peppers, add bacon crumbles.
Sounds good.
And then you get your side as a crispy side of hash browns, and then you put the Holy Trinity on it. This is going to gross you out. Sour cream, ketchup, Tabasco.
Yep, you're right.
And then you just shake it all up. Mix it up.
Wow. That's quite the order. I wonder what they think like whenever you're getting it almost daily and they're like,
almost daily is crazy, but I got it twice this week.
Here's her order again.
Old Emily L back again for more action. It's the same every time.
I did see though that I like drove past there the other day, and on a sign they had that kids eat free from like a certain time. It was a big, and I think it's every day from like 4 to 10 p.m. Something crazy.
You should investigate this.
I know.
I get fielding chicken and waffles from there, and he bucks with it.
Oh, I bet he does. Yeah.
He loves chicken. Well, he mostly just eats the chicken because he's a hater, but he eats waffles in other times of life. So.
Yeah. I hear him in the background, and so it's just like throwing me off a little bit. I hear him, no.
Yeah, it's really into just yelling at us all the time now. It's really fun.
I need our listeners to know what we're drinking today. So I actually had some requests to like figure out like, what's the white wine you guys have been drinking? And, because we do like at the top of the episode, say what we're drinking. But today, neither one of us were in the mood because we did do some drinking yesterday for a Memorial Day party that Emily hosted over here at her house. And so today, if you're watching this, you can see our beautiful double insulated mugs that we just ordered from Target. We'll link these because they are really cute and they're really lightweight.
Cute. And it's nice because you hold it and it doesn't burn your hands.
Yes. No, it's actually really genius.
Been doing this for like 10 years.
So I guess I haven't said actually what we're drinking yet. We're drinking coffee because we need the energy to get through the rest of this afternoon.
And I physically, like, I didn't even drink that much yesterday, but something about drinking in the last like week has just like turned my stomach in a way. I don't know what's going on, but
no, I completely agree. I feel like, we went to a brewery on Saturday, like with Matt's family that came in, and I just had like one drink, but it's just like I've already had like 2 days in a row, and so I'm like, I need to cleanse my system.
And we're going to like a
teacher.
I want to call it a retirement party, but it's not.
Like a teacher end of the year happy hour.
Yeah, and so it's like, I know we're going to be drinking tomorrow.
Yeah. So I just wanted to like,
I need a cleanse. I need a day.
Cleanse with sugar.
Yeah.
milk,
our brown sugar water,
creamer, and caffeine. That's the best way to cleanse people.
That's what I needed in my life, and I'm so grateful. I almost poured a Coke into my coffee mug, but then I said, no, Emily, drink coffee, be an adult. I just started drinking coffee after spring break because we were all together on vacation. And y'all were all drinking coffee, and I love the smell of it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. Because usually I just drink a Coke at 7 a.m.
Yeah, you do.
And so now I'm a coffee drinker. I'm a coffee girl.
You're finally, you've grown up. You've grown into yourself. I know. And you've entered this new era into, like, sophistication.
I'm mature.
Yes.
I'm a lady. I'm a lady of society.
You're elegant.
Thank you so much. I'm Princess Diaries. I'm Mia Thermopolis.
Or Bridgerton.
I know, but I haven't watched her.
Oh, yeah, me either.
But I've been...
Well, I've watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched the last one.
Mia Thermopolis before she gets her unibrow waxed. And then my transition into coffee is pretty smooth-haired Mia Thermopolis.
Love that.
That's who I am
love
now.
a Princess Diaries reference.
Julie Andrews, a.k.a. Coffee, has taken me under its wing.
Yeah.
And transformed me. It's been a metamorphosis.
Yeah. I love it. Hilary Duff, Metamorphosis.
Oh, great banger of a song. Truly.
Throwback. Okay, what are we reading, watching, and listening to this week?
I finished the second book in Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and now I'm on Heir of Fire.
Good for you. You finished it.
Yeah, well, it's getting really good. I forgot how good the series is, and one reason I enjoy rereading books is because, especially books like these where it's so intense and there's so many character stories and so much to follow, and I told Connor when I was reading it, which he totally was not interested in me nerding out, because I was like, babe, this is really cool, because I know what's gonna happen to this character, and it's crazy, here she is, and I know she's gonna get her head cut off, I have these things that I see. So I enjoy it from probably an anxiety standpoint, because I'm know what the ending's going to be. I don't have to be so worried about who's going to live and die. So yeah, it's really good. And it's starting to pick up. The main love interest, who's going to be the love interest for the rest of the series, does not get introduced until book 3. So that's happening. It's a great series. Seriously, I need you to read it. But I know it's so much, but I want you to read it so bad.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I'll give it a try sometime. I will.
I know.
I'm open to new experiences.
I've watched Up 400 times this week. That is Fielding's hyperfixation
right
now.
The saddest Disney movie.
He loves it. He loves Doug. He's like, Doug. I ordered him Up figurines. They're not action figures, but they're toys. And he's been carrying them around. I almost cried when I gave them to him because he just got so excited. Aww. He was like his eyebrows raised up, holy shit, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So yeah, I don't really think I've watched anything other than that. And what else? Listening. I honestly feel like I didn't get to listen to anything this week. If I did, it was the Toast and TTPD. That's all I have time for, and it's in snippets. I think I'm a week behind on the Toast. So.
I know. I'm pretty behind. I've gotten to the point where I just have to go to that days, and I can't play catch up because it's just been hard to get all of that in. For me, when I'm reading, it's called First Lie Wins. So this is a book from Carol that
I've seen that online.
I think it says it's part of the Reese Book Club, which I'm obviously assuming is Reese Witherspoon. Yes. It's really good so far. I like it. Lots of twists and turns already, and I'm a quarter of a way into the book. It's
romance, thriller?
It's a thriller. Thriller book. So, and which I always love. Yeah. I mean, I could just read thriller for the rest of my life, and I would be fine.
And they definitely keep you engaged because you're
it's a quick read too. The chapters are really short, and so it's moving along really quickly. I also started another HBO Max series on top of the one that Matt and I are watching weekly because that's being released. There was a series that the whole season was out, so I was like, I'll give it a try. It has Colin Farrell in it, and I've always liked him. It's called Sugar. And it started out, it's like a detective, he's a private investigator looking for a missing girl. But then it just took a really weird turn towards the end, and it turns into extraterrestrial, he's from a different planet. And I thought,
spoiler.
What? I think
there's a whole series plot twist.
I think this is a trend of mine that I just give away whole plots of everything.
Cool. I didn't want to watch it, so that's good. Thanks.
Well, I was going to say, if I could rate it, it would probably be a 5 out of 10, where it was good enough, but I'm with what little time I do have to watch TV, I wasn't that crazy, but I did feel like I needed to finish it. It was 8 episodes, so...
I haven't even heard of this. I don't like there was another
I said it was on HBO Max. It's not. It's on Apple TV. I don't even have HBO Max, remember?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
What am I saying?
You're just trying not to trigger me because I don't have Apple. No, I haven't even heard of that. There was another show that was like that. It's Jason Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't think of what the
I like him a lot. I know,
but it was like a weird thriller thing, and then it turned into like a demon situation, but like a weird, almost alien-like thing. I cannot remember what the show is called, but it's like that. It's too much. Like,
well, I need it to be one or the other.
I like reality or don't.
I like alien stuff, and then I like private investigator, criminal, whatever stuff. I don't need it to be intertwined. So honestly, like, don't waste your time watching it. Just, leave it to me. Like, I already spoiled it for you. It's fine.
She did you a favor. Gaslighting 101. You're welcome.
I mean, watch it if you want. It's your choice. Whatever.
It's your wrong choice if you want to make it. Go for it.
If you want to waste your time, I guess. And maybe you watched it, and I do want to hear, like, if you watched it, like, let me know if you did like it. Maybe it'll be worth watching a second season. Who knows? I also watched, it was just one episode. Matt has started a new series on Netflix. It's with Shane Gillis. We were talking about it last night. I've never watched Shane Gillis. Like, I don't like stand-up comedy. I don't like watching features of that. It's just not my thing. It's Matt's thing. And but so he knows like all of the comedians. So he put on this new Netflix series called Tires, I think is what it's called. And I'm doing my workout while he has it on, and I'm laughing my ass off. It was
hilarious.
It was really funny, and he said it was a mix between like The Office and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely like viewer discretion advised, just because of the jokes. Like, you have to have that sense of humor, I guess, to get it, or you're going to be like, oh, like I'm offended by everything in this. Yes. I mean, it's a comedian doing it. Like, you have to be offended at some point. But it was freaking hilarious. I mean, I was laughing my ass off the entire time.
I have seen him live before. I saw him live in like December.
Was that?
When Tristan was in town.
Oh, okay. That wasn't before your pregnancy. Oh.
No, that was Tom Segura. I saw the night before I went into labor. I drove to Sugar Land, which was 2 hours technically away from my hospital. Because like we lived in between. And I had delivered in like Conroe basically. And we drove the opposite direction. I was literally 10 months pregnant. I was 39 weeks and 2 days. And I was like, we have these tickets. We're going. And we went. And I remember being in line to go to the bathroom outside, and there was a crazy long line. Everyone let me cut because they were like, this bitch is in labor right now.
Her water could be breaking.
But there was another girl in line behind me that, like, this, you could tell this line was, like, trying to be nice, but then they're like, oh, my God, another pregnant bitch. And this girl was due. We had the same due date.
Oh, my gosh. You're like, okay, well, you can't let me go and then not her.
But also, we're both in line being so negligent. Like,
they're like, what are you doing?
Go home.
Your water's going to break because you're laughing so hard.
Well, no, seriously. I think it might have helped me go into labor. But, no, then the guys that were next to me at the at Tom Segura's show were super high. Like, it smelled like weed so bad. And I made a joke about being pregnant or something because I was like, sorry, I'm going to have to get up a lot. Like, baby's on my bladder. And they go, whoa, I didn't even realize you were pregnant.
Oh,
and
God.
Like, I have a basketball in my shirt. Like, what?
Don't know how you missed that one.
What planet are you living on? And I've also bumped you with my belly like 3 times, but okay.
Okay, so my question is, was Shane Gillis, whenever you saw him in December, was he good live?
Dude, so funny. I will say, and I find this to be the trend with any comedian I've seen live and then like listen to their podcast or see them on something else. So like Shane Gillis' stand-up, amazing. His special is so funny. He had different jokes. When I saw him, it was before his latest special came out. So they're the same. It's same set of material, same hour. What I have heard about the Tire show is that if you've seen the specials and seen the stand-up, a lot of the jokes are really similar.
Gotcha.
His monologue when he hosted SNL was almost the exact same as a stand-up. But I mean, they work on this hour and like fine-tune it for so long.
Yeah.
And I would say like Tom Segura, same thing. I freaking love Tom Segura. I think he's so funny. That's a podcast I've listened to for years with him and his wife, Your Mom's House. But his comedy special that I like saw in person was his podcast. Like, it was all these stories that I've heard him tell on the podcast, but that's his life. So it's like, I think you kind of have to pick one lane if you're gonna like them. But Shane Gillis is freaking funny, and he is just like a goofy, like football boy. And
I mean, I loved all of the jokes on the show.
It's just demeanor. Like Tristan and I, my brother and I, freaking like ride for Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
We love him. Like, and just the way he like carries himself is so freaking funny. Like
I can't wait to watch that show again. And a fun fact about me, I guess I'm kind of like a dark person because I don't really like comedy. Like it takes me a lot to like watch a show I just, I'm the Grinch basically. But then I watch a show that's funny and I freaking love it. It's just my lane is definitely like just darker shows and mystery. That's what I love. But then anytime I do watch a comedy show or, what I'm trying to say, I love it.
It's good to get in that headspace on it. Oh, you know what I did start watching? With my parents when they were over, because like we don't want to turn a movie on, but like just have something in the background. I started Modern Family over again. Did you ever watch Modern Family?
No, I haven't.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
It's so...
What is it on?
Hulu.
Okay.
It's so freaking funny, and I forgot how good it was, and I forgot, like, all these characters that are introduced in the first episode. Like, I didn't realize that's what it was, but... I'll
have to do that over the summer because, just to have some, like, background.
And it's appropriate, like, for the kids.
Yeah.
Like, you could play it while the kids are around, and they're not going to say anything super crazy. Yes. But it's just, like, one of those shows where you could kind of walk away and come back, and you're going to hear joke, 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 joke. Like, the writing is so fine-tuned and sharp. Yeah. And but, like, in a funny, nice way. It's not mean-spirited. I don't know how to explain it. It's so good. I really highly encourage rewatching Modern Family. Like, starting from episode 1, banger.
No, I'm definitely going to watch that.
You should. It's a good chill show for the evenings.
Yeah, love it. Okay, one last thing before we move on. Listening. So, Zach Bryan, I don't know when his official drop date for his new album is, but I saw somewhere it's going to be 19 songs and a poem, and I'm so freaking excited. So, he just dropped a new song called Pink Skies. So, I listened to that one, which I was already familiar with because of TikTok. Like, somehow people already got the sound to it. It's really good. He writes a lot of songs about like his mom, and so just loved that. And then I did want to tell everybody that, and I think I might have told you already, but Matt and we were driving like to downtown Houston, and so it's a little bit of a drive. We're just not in the car a lot together because it's like 10 minutes to get somewhere. Yeah. So we had to drive like 45 minutes to get where we were going, and so I put on TTPD, and because he hasn't really listened to it, he just knows that I listen to it, and I was getting to explain all of the songs and like all of her lines that she has, like her one-liners or what's the history behind each song, which ones are dedicated to Travis. Yeah. And I was so into it. I'm like explaining all of this. Oh no. He was like, wow, was not enlightened at all. And really I was pouring my heart out to him about these songs and saying like, the Jehovah Witness suit, which we talked about on the first episode, but like how much of a diss that is. And like explaining why she called him the smallest man on the planet or in the world, whatever. And I was just so into it, and he just doesn't get
Connor
it.
Does not care. I tried
doesn't get it.
You think this is the greatest writer of our generation? I beg to differ. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, who do you propose, Connor? Yeah, what is your proposition of
Connor
who's
probably thinks
the
it's
greatest?
Dicky, which, no disrespect. I told Connor, he showed me, he goes, I found this song that's a cover of Taylor Swift that sounds better than Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
First of all, bullshit. Secondly, he plays it. And Connor, I told him, like, I had an epiphany whenever he played it because I was like, you like this very specific voice.
Yes, he does.
He likes this emo. It's like it's 2010.
Yep.
It's like Never Shout Never. I said, you want to listen to people that sound like they're having diarrhea at the same time. They're straining.
And like kind of whiny, like their voice, like they're using their throat to be like a little whiny, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. It seems like it's uncomfortable. It's not like this. It's like, this is my last resort. Literally. Suffocation, no breathing. Like that's what it is.
He showed me. I can't remember what cover it was, and I was like, this isn't better. It was like I'm back crying at the gym. Oh God.
And so it's like, oh, so you don't mind her lyrics. You're just claiming to hate her voice. No. Because if you listen to a cover, it means you like the lyrics enough.
Connor likes Screamo covers, and I like them too, of Taylor Swift songs. There's by I Prevail, they do Blank Space cover, and it's actually it's really good. Yeah, but
it's catchy.
It is catchy. But
because it's a good song to begin with.
No, Connor just doesn't like Taylor Swift because I like her. And that's who he is as a human. He has to disagree with me. It's in his DNA. He cannot help himself to argue with me about something.
Well, and I think with Matt, or maybe just like other guys in general, like I don't know if they want to be like macho about like, oh, well, they can't ever admit they like Taylor Swift.
Like her.
Yeah, it's not cool. Whatever. But like that was like 2013 when it wasn't cool.
You know,
and now it's cool. So
not supporting your wives.
Yeah.
How about that? Mm-hmm. How about support your wives in their dreams? Okay, or not, or don't live an unhappy marriage. That's on you.
I mean, it's funny because it's like they support everything else about us in this podcast and everything, but like they don't support us with Taylor Swift. So goodbye. Sorry.
Toodles. They get kicked out of the house. They didn't get invited to our Eras party. So
there's a reason for that.
I had to leave. Yeah, because I would have been embarrassed shaking that thing to them. And they weren't allowed to bear witness. So whatever. Their loss. Mm-hmm. Their loss. Are we ready to move to Mom Trom?
I would love to. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and share your Mom Trom first? She's actually meditating right now.
Gotta go to my Zen place. So Fielding had a stomach virus this week.
With fever, too.
With a fever. For days.
Mm-hmm.
Days. The stomach virus part only really lasted like the first day, but he woke up at like 3 a.m. This was Monday night going into Tuesday, so technically Tuesday morning, but he woke up at 3 and he was warm, but I can tell if he was hot, like just from being close to me or whatever. So he's like moving around, real uncomfortable, kind of whining. And I'm like, what's the deal? Vomits in our bed.
Yep.
I don't really need to say anything else. That could be the end of the story. However, it's not.
Yeah.
Continues puking. And if you're eating, you need to pause this. Nothing is worse. And
I know I'm going to have Grace texting me another throw-up story.
No, because nothing is worse. You don't know what hell is until you have a toddler puking milk. Because it's curdled, and it has such a distinct smell, and it permeates everything. So anyways, he's throwing up milk, and got him in the shower. It's 3 a.m. Like, Connor and I both have to work in a few hours. And we're in the shower sitting on the floor. He's like shivering and crying because he's got a little. His fever wasn't crazy, but it was like still like.
Well, and it's scary for them to throw up like that because they don't understand what's going on.
And Fielding he got it from his mother, violent puker. Like it's really his entire soul comes out of him. Like I think I turn into a werewolf when I barf. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot of screaming, but anyway. So Fielding is the same way, like violent puker. Connor is the most poised. Like
of course, he would be quiet.
No, like Kortnie, I don't even know he's puking. He'll come back and be like, "I just got sick," and I'm like, "What?" Like if I'm gonna throw up, it's a like 3-day where I'm like, "It's gonna happen. I'm gonna throw up today," and Connor's like, "Just go do it."
This reminds me of you saying yesterday how like he'll be laughing so hard, but you can't hear him laughing, and so you'll look over and you just see tears streaming down his face.
Yeah, Connor's
because he's a quiet puker, quiet laugher,
quiet crier. He doesn't really cry, but yeah, he's pretty just quiet in all facets of life. But anyway, so that happened Monday or whatever. We'll say Monday night. He had a fever. The rest of the week, I couldn't take off work because it's like the last week of school, so I had to work from home with my kid having a fever. Hate my life. And then he continued throwing up the next day. He made it through a few hours, though, and I was like, we're out of the woods. And then he kind of started getting warm again. So I put him in the bath, and I took him out. And this happens to me, too, if I, like, change temperatures really fast. Kortnie? He threw up a gallon. I'm not kidding. I tried to catch it in a towel, and it overflowed the towel.
Oh!
I had to throw away the rug in my spare bathroom. I had to throw away the rug. He couldn't get it out. So, yeah, he had a fever until Thursday, and Friday was like the first day he was actually back to himself a little bit. And by Saturday, he was all good. But it was
a long week.
It was a long week, and he has not had a fever that persistent in a long time, so that sucked. Stomach viruses just suck, and I didn't feel good that first day either. I didn't get sick, but I felt queasy all day, and it like brought me back to being pregnant, and I was like, I'm traumatized. Yeah. But we
can't go there this again.
No, seriously, we made it. We survived. Connor, of course, no sicknesses, no ailments, because he doesn't ever get sick, and that's my life.
That must be nice.
Yeah. What's it like? What's it like? Fielding gave me viral pink eye for 6 weeks last year. Connor sleeps in the same bed as us.
Nothing.
Nary a pink eye. Whatever. I'm grateful. It's fine. It's fine. But that's my mom trom. Puke. Kids puke. It's always been something I'm scared of, and here I am.
Here you are.
In the middle of it.
Mine is this morning I was just humming. Like, I'm not even singing the full song. So high school, Taylor Swift. And I'm just like sitting on the couch, just humming it, whatever. And Addie looks over at me. She goes, Mom, I like this song, but can you not sing right now? I'm trying to listen to my tablet. Are you kidding me? I can't sing in my own house.
But you know what? She did what we asked. She sandwiched the compliment a little bit.
She did. Does she listen to this podcast?
She didn't end with a compliment, but it was more like a tostada, like the tortillas, the bottom layer, where she's like, I really like that song. Good job. However, stop fucking singing.
Why is she so smart? She outsmarted me, where I'm like, I just sit there and I freeze and just look at her, and then I'm telling my 4-year-old, like, okay, like I'm happily obliging at that point, like, oh, okay. What?
What are you supposed to say to that? There's really like, no, it's my house and I'm gonna sing, like, because you're like, can't compute it. I need to respect your wishes, but also that was rude. But also But also you said, Mom, I really do like this song, but. Are you kidding me? And I've never once asked her to quit singing when she's singing at the top of her lungs. Cruel Summer or Let It Go. True. So, can I get some respect around here? Did anyone ever, whenever you were younger, do this thing to you where you would be singing and they'd say, hey, who sings this song? And then you'd tell them and they'd go, oh, you should let them sing it.
You mean my husband? When we were dating in high school?
That checks out. I remember someone telling me that. I can vividly remember this moment because it shook me to my core. I did not see it coming and I was excited because I knew who the band was, and he roasted me and I was like, oh my God, it ruined my life.
So
I've been guarded ever since then.
No, it's funny, those things you remember, because one of my early memories with my cousin Tyler, because we rode to school together every single morning. And oh my gosh, I was probably second grade. I don't know. I'm just guessing. First or second grade. And I'm singing some song. I know where Addie gets it from, because I remember anytime I got in the car, I was singing, and I know that it probably drove everyone crazy, but no one ever said anything to me about it. And, Tyler, we're 1 year apart, so he's a year younger than me. So, he's with it enough at that point too, because he's around the same age. And anyways, I remember him looking over me in the back seat and being like, "Can you please stop singing?" And it scarred me. So, Tyler, I hope you know, if you listen to this, I hope that you know that I had these big dreams to go to Nashville and to Hollywood and be on American Idol, and all of that was ruined.
But clearly it didn't stop you, because a few years later
it was the Valley Idol.
Really,
yeah.
Tyler, work harder at your insults. You didn't deter her.
Actually, you didn't faze me. Yeah. I proved you wrong.
Good job, Tyler. He's like, I haven't even listened to this. I'm getting roasted on the show.
I'm just going to send him a clip of this, just so he knows.
Please. Yeah, Tyler, you're not forgiven.
I wanted to also share, we had someone write in about her mom traum. That was really funny. I was telling my sister-in-law, Carly, while she was down this weekend, and we were both laughing so hard. She said, I was trying to quickly spray sunscreen on my son because he insisted on taking all of his clothes off to swim. So I was trying to be good and say, hold your breath, which he did. But I also forgot to also make him close his eyes. And in my haste, I sprayed sunscreen right in his open eyes. But here's what's worse, because we joke on this podcast, these kids are out here just to roast us.
Literally.
Now, every time I tell him that I need to put sunscreen on him, he says, but not in my eyes. He's never going to let you live that down.
That's what I told her. I said, he's never going to forget this. And she was like, I know. No, that's terrible, but also so funny, because it's you don't think you have to tell the kids step by step, and that he's not that much older than Fielding, her son, but
so he's little. Yes, I didn't know the age.
He's 2.5. I think he'll be 3 in October.
Oh, so he's like, I followed your instructions.
No, I know. But it's so funny because how literal kids are, and we think no shit, close your eyes.
Yeah.
But the kids are out here following instructions, gets eyes full of sunscreen. My God.
While he's turning purple, because he's probably still holding his breath. So he's holding his breath. His eyes are, You maced your own son. Congratulations. Just kidding.
He's literally never going to let her forget it. Not in my eyes. I love it. I think it's amazing.
But also PSA, tell your kids to
hold their breath and close their eyes.
Or maybe use a liquid sunscreen on their face.
Yeah, Club sunscreen, 20% off.
I'm just imagining just complete, it's like bug spray. You're like, well, let's hope for the best, and you're just spraying the crap out of them.
I have gotten Connor so sunburnt spraying sunscreen on him.
Oh, God.
So I'm like the worst.
Oh, Matt, too. I'm like, I might as well be a graffiti artist on his back, because after I'm done with it, it's just all sorts of designs of where I missed.
One time, Connor, I'll have to find the picture. One time he got sunburnt, and I had put it on his back, and you could see my handprint in sunscreen.
Your little rat claws are just
like on his back. It was just my fingers, and you could tell clearly where I stopped. And he's like, "Dude," I was like, "Sorry, I don't know what to say."
Oopsie.
Yeah, but now with a pale little salamander of a child, he's like a freaking gecko. I gotta lather that boy up.
I know. Well, before we move on, we might as well move into our little sunscreen ad, not planned at this point.
Speaking of sunscreen.
That was not planned at all, but I wanted to say, so I used Club sunscreen all weekend on the kids. So it's like I would say it's a medium-sized bottle, and so I'm like, if I used it on like Matt and I, it probably would go through quickly, like just, being honest, but I used it on the kids, like their face, and then all over their little arms, everything that they were going to have like sun on, and when we went to the park, I put it on, and then yesterday at the pool, and it worked really, really well.
Didn't apply at all, huh?
No.
You didn't even follow the manufacturer's instructions.
No, I mean, who does, right? Who does? It's like, spray sunscreen on every 30 minutes.
Really
try rounding your kid up every 30 minutes.
Addie would not allow that to happen.
They're too busy swimming. But
your kids are too busy drowning themselves, which we
oh my God. So if you want to shop the mineral sunscreen that's safe for kids and adults, it's Club Sunscreen, and our code gets you 20% off, and it's all capitals. Cheers to that 20. Yes. So shop it.
See you later, Club Sunscreen. Yeah, I used that on my face yesterday, and I really liked it. It smells really good for sunscreen.
Well, and Addie, because she's insistent on doing everything herself, and so she just leathered it on her face. And of course, I had to go and rub it in, but it did disappear pretty quickly. Yeah. It wasn't the stuff that just stays on, and they're just like.
Have you seen how people are putting their sunscreen on kids with makeup brushes?
I've tried it once.
It didn't work?
It was just more messy.
Really?
I'm like, I would rather just use my hands, but maybe I wasn't using the right tool. I think I bought a brush from the Dollar Tree. I saw Lena yesterday had a sponge, so maybe that works better. I mean, if y'all have any recommendations for how to put it on easier.
People are also using powder sunscreen. Powder mineral sunscreen, something like that. It's like what you would use regular powder for, but I've seen that. But every time I see it, it's so expensive. I'm like, I'm not spending $50 on.
No, there's no way.
I prefer a rub-on over a spray. It's not as chilly. Mm-hmm. I don't like the chillness of the spray. It makes me get goosebumps.
That aerosol on you.
Yeah, all the chemicals. I'm so natural.
Okay, let's move on. We have a good dating story this time, and then some holy matrimony, which before I got excited, and so we were writing down our little plan, and I was like, oh, what's your holy matrimony story? She's like, don't you want to hear it in just 30 minutes? I was like, oh yeah, you don't have to tell me.
I'm making my coffee, and Kortnie goes, what's your story? I'm like, well, do you want to hear it twice? Because
I mean, I probably would have forgotten, honestly, in the span of 30 minutes.
But I was like, let's just consolidate. Okay, so I'll tell you. So, I feel like I roast Connor plenty, and I already have this episode. However, he won husbanding today. He won partner of the year today.
Okay, let's hear it.
Fielding and I were still asleep. And usually when I wake up, he's in the living room, playing video games or something, because it's he wakes up early naturally, so it's his chill time, and he's by himself. So I woke up, and I checked my phone to see what time it was, and I had a text from him, and I had just assumed he was in the living room, but he texted me and said, hey, I'm going to go play golf with my dad. I left Fielding's lunchbox with his protein drink, banana and muffins on the side of the bed so you don't have to get up. And he
sweet.
Put ice packs in it.
Oh my God, that's actually genius.
Yeah, he's text me whenever you wake up and let me know. But it was so, I was like, how thoughtful that you left this here. So, because he knows I'm such a slow getter upper. I don't like to get out of bed because I'm lazy wench. And so yeah, he left that there.
He also probably knew, like, if you woke up and you, like, saw he was gone to be golfing, he's, like, trying to soften the blow a little bit. I'm not taking away from his act of kindness or act of service. I
want to be clear here.
But I love
this beautiful act of service was done out of fear.
I love, though, that he's like, oh, maybe it'll make it seem better that I went golfing first thing in the morning if I have everything ready. Like, but that's perfect. Exactly. No, that's good. It's like, that's all we ask for.
Also did the dishes.
Oh, hey.
So the dishwasher was loaded and going when I woke up. And like
that's the greatest feeling.
I was like, you are my king. And he calls me like, I did 9 already. Do you want me to do the rest? I was like, go. Bitch.
You can do whatever you want.
Have fun. You got a free pass, homie. Like, do you. So all that to say, husbands, take notes.
Yes.
That is the golden standard. And whenever we bitch at you and we say we don't want you to go golf, if you do the things that are going to stress us out if you're gone, like the dishes. It's not that it's impossible to do with the kids home.
It just is so much easier. Well,
you've just taken something off my plate now. And so he did that today and it was
it's not it's not like, oh, we don't want you to go golf. It's like, okay, well, now I'm left here with all of these things to do. So like you said, like my favorite thing, which Matt hasn't went golfing in forever, but just in general, like he'll bring me a cup of coffee in the morning in bed, and I really do like that really because sweet. Like I feel a little spoiled. Yeah. So
women are simple.
I mean, that's all we ask for.
Bring the coffee, 98 degrees Fahrenheit.
We ask for you to show all 5 love languages on the weekend.
Wake up at 5 a.m. Start making homemade bread. Make our coffee. Pack lunch boxes. Put them beside the bed. All we want.
And then you get to go do what you want. Yeah, you get to go golf.
Rot in bed. That's it. So please, just do whatever you need to do so we don't have to get up.
We are not particular people around here.
Whatever you can do to help me be lazy, that's what I'm signing up for.
Well, and Fielding likes his slow starts to the morning too.
He does.
So
that helps. Birds of a feather because he.
I wish my kids were like that. Meanwhile, they're up at 7 a.m.
But do you know where they got that from?
Me, exactly.
You this monster.
I did because
you created these monsters.
Because now they wake up in the morning, Mom, I want pancakes, and then Tucker can't say pancakes, and so he's just signing eat until or milk until I get up, and so
Matt said he told me on Friday that your cleaning ladies got there at 8 a.m. on Friday, and they were all still, like, Tucker was still asleep, Matt was in bed, Addie was in the living room, and they ring the doorbell, and he's like, Addie's in her underwear going, don't let them in, I'm naked! And then he gets Tucker out of bed because the doorbell wakes him up, and Tucker's just signing more milk.
Oh my God.
And Matt's like, like, holy shit.
I know, he's like, can you please ask the cleaners not to come on a Friday morning? I'm like,
at
okay.
8 a.m. I know, it's so funny. But I just was like, laughing at, thinking of Addie sitting in the living room watching TV and being like, I'm naked.
Don't come in.
Let them in.
I'm like, I'm glad it's not a stranger. God.
I love it. It's hilarious. So anyways, that was my holy matrimony. Good one this week. Connor.
I love that.
I love you. Thank you so much for
yes.
allowing me to have a slow, easy start to the morning.
That's amazing.
Fielding gets very jarred whenever we get up and start moving quickly. He's like, ma'am, we need to lay in bed and watch a full feature film before we get up. Like,
and that drives Connor. Connor's like gets antsy about that, you know?
He's gotten a lot better over time, but yes, that's been a learning process.
All right. So we had a really good dating horror story submitted. And if you guys want to keep submitting these, I think they're really funny.
They're funny for you.
They're funny for us. Sorry that you have to be scarred by all of these, but they're funny for us. So this girl said, I once went on a date with a man who I was driving home and he got so intoxicated. Embarrassing. You're on a first date with someone.
Yeah.
No. Okay. He got so intoxicated, he threw up in my car with the window down, going 65 miles an hour, and throw up splattered all over my car. Sorry, I had to process that because it's I'm like, we have to start putting what is that called, like
trigger warning.
Yes, a trigger warning before we talk about throw up. But also, you are a grown-ass man. Handle your liquor or don't drink.
Well, how embarrassing on a first date. Like, I bet he...
Yes.
Like, that's one of those things he lies awake at night and thinks about, that he messed this up so bad on a first date. Like, and it should haunt him.
Yeah. Or he's just like thinks, I don't know, or he just doesn't think about it because that could even be worse. So what I love, though, is she said, I made him Venmo me for the car detail the next morning, and she moved on with her life. I'm like, good for you, girl. And when you sent this to me, I was like, yes, that is what you should have done, because a lot of people, I just assume, like, would just be like, well, that really sucks. I'm going to be pissed about it, but I'll just take care of it. And it's like, no, Venmo request him.
Yeah, you're sloppy.
He needs to take care of that.
You're sloppy.
And like, no, I don't want to see you again.
And you're paying.
You're not coming back over here to clean my car. You're paying for a full detail. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, boss move. Boss move on her
I
part.
love that.
Now, I do have to confess that I also threw up out the window one time. When we lived in Ohio. It was in my own car.
In your own car, you weren't on a first date with somebody.
I know, but that might have been better, honestly, if I never had to see them again, because, wow, what a terrible experience. I threw up. I was wearing your shirt because we had gone out. And
I forgot about that part.
And I think I threw your shirt away. Like, I think I was like, we can't come back. And the windows were down, and Harper was in the back seat, and my throat was hitting Harper, and it woke her up. And when I tell you it was everywhere, I sold that car like not that long ago. I was like, this car's tainted. Like, I can't have this anymore.
Even if it's all clean, you just have the memory.
I knew it was on the ceiling of the car. It was
What did you leave in the back of your car that time that left a I don't even remember.
This is so upsetting. We were moving from our apartment in Ohio to our house, and I had put the stuff from the fridge. I had it in bags, I guess, but I think this fell out of the car thing. So it had been cold. So what dropped in my car, I didn't know for like a week. But then one day it was hot, and I got in my car, and I was like, it smells like a dirty fucking diaper. Yeah. Like, it smells weird, to the point where I pulled over at a gas station, like, before
something's not right.
I opened my back door, and a entire container of feta cheese had fallen out of the bags and was in my side door, like,
where you can't see it.
Right. And it had melted, and it like was, first of all,
I'm going to gag so hard.
First of all, it's rotten because it's been not refrigerated for a week. Yeah. And now it's been sitting in a car. And when I say hot, it probably got like 80 degrees, but it had been like, it was spoiled from not being refrigerated, and now it's heated up. That smell was hard to get out of my car.
I just don't understand why, out of all the things that you had in there, why did it have to be the feta that fell out? It could have been anything in that bag of groceries.
God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. and now it's my battle.
Damn you, feta cheese.
Whenever Connor was a kid, I think one of the cars they had, someone spilled shrimp and let it in like an excursion with like all the carpet in the back seat, like in the third row, shrimp. And Connor said it melted so hard, it like melted into the fabric.
Oh my God. Nope. I'm done. I'm done.
Get rid of the car, throw away the car, throw away the shrimpies. It's done.
Just drive it right into the lake. Just let it go.
It's insurance needs to total it. She's gone. No, seriously.
That's so bad. Oh my God.
Disgusting. I forgot about the feta. Thank you for really ruining my day.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat feta cheese for a long time after that. I think I might have to go back. I had to stay away from Greek salads. They triggered me too hard.
Yeah, that I can't even imagine. Oh my God. Well, let's move on from feta cheese.
Why? This is so pleasant.
Okay, so this weekend, we're getting to record in the middle of a day on a Monday, which has thrown me off because I keep feeling like it's Sunday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we got an extra day because it's Memorial Day weekend. And so I felt like to kick off Memorial Day weekend, I wanted to do like just a fun little segment of like a summer bucket list of just some ideas to share with other parents of what you can do. I did tell Mary Elizabeth I was going to give her credit for this because she's the one who posted on her Instagram story like looking for ideas because she has a baby. And she wanted some summer ideas. So she shared a bunch of those, and like I compiled some into a list and then added to it.
You want to know what's cool? I'm going to take credit away from Mary Elizabeth. And for you.
Why?
Because I made the OG spreadsheet last summer, and that's where she's getting all her ideas from.
People wrote in too.
So, nope. Well, no credit for anyone else. It's on me.
We can definitely share the spreadsheet, okay?
No.
But
someone gets it now. I'm changing the edit access. Sorry. Wow.
That was coming off very aggressive.
I will not allow stolen valor.
You're like, that spreadsheet was a lot of work last year.
I did. I put the prices. I put the addresses on everything.
You did. You know what? That would be such a good resource to share. Oh. For $5.99, you can have it.
Mary Elizabeth, for that resource.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah. It's $30 for a random Excel sheet.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
But I wanted to preface this with, so my experience last summer, I had Tucker, who was, half a year old, 6 months old, whatever. However you want to do that in baby
3
math.
3 months times 2. Anything but the metric system.
And so I was going to say, it was really hard to get out with him last year. And so whenever I share, summer bucket list items or, you see these somewhere, they're, do what works for you. Mm-hmm. If you want to find things to, do at your house to make it more fun, do that. If you want to have no schedule because that's what makes it easiest and, getting out with a kid or 2 or 3 is really hard, you don't want people to, feel pressure. You see all of these fun things and then it's you feel pressure to go do these things and create this magical summer with your kids. And last summer, it was really hard. I just had a hard time last summer. We had just moved into our house. It was so hard to even get over to your house to swim in the pool.
6 months old, that's just a tough
It was so hard for me to take them both anywhere. And it was by the time I got done with one thing, I was exhausted. I do feel more excited for this summer though, because they're both at good ages. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Easier and easier and easier
as they get older.
In my opinion, there are challenges, of course, with them getting older, but I think that going and doing becomes so much easier as they get older, but also as you become more secure in yourself as a parent.
Yeah.
Because I still felt that way last summer. I felt nervous, and Fielding was almost how old Tucker is now. But you also have Addie, so I feel like you are more of a veteran mom than me. But I'm the queen of saying no. I'm I'm good. And I feel ready this summer, to do more. But my goal last summer was to try to get out of the house once a day. And whether that was going to the gas station and getting gas, and picking up groceries.
Going for a walk. Anything.
Going for a walk. Something to get out of the house to stimulate him a little bit. That was my goal for myself that I set during the week, because it just kind of kept me sane and gave me a little bit of a schedule. And so if you're a nervous or anxious person, I would try to aim for that. That helped me a lot.
Set small goals. I did see this really cute idea. So I'm going to pull up the list on my phone, but I did see this thing on Pinterest and I thought it was cute. And it's obviously each week is going to change and there are going to be sometimes you can't do this. But I was maybe if we have a down week, this would be something fun for just to give me a guide and some ideas. So it was Monday. It's called Make It Monday. So you make something you make popsicles or you make Play-Doh, whatever it is.
Cute.
Tuesday is Take a Trip Tuesday. So go somewhere. And that could be literally the local library, but you're just going somewhere. Wednesday is Water Wednesday. So play in the sprinkler with your kids. Go swim. Yeah. Thursday is Thinking Thursday. And this was cute just because Addie, her and Weston, her cousin, have started writing letters back and forth to each other. It's really cute. They've done it back and forth once each. But Thinking Thursday could be write a letter to someone, make a card for a friend.
Yeah.
And then Friday is Foodie Friday. So make your own pizza, make s'mores, fruit skewers. I liked that because I
love that.
I know, and we can share that. I mean, it was just on Pinterest. We'll put
that on our stories and give credit to whoever made that. That's so cute, and that's your great point on having small achievable goals. Because it's so daunting.
That helps break up the monotony too of the summer. And this is just assuming we're teachers and so we have the summer off.
Yeah. So if you are
if you have the whole summer off, I know it's
if you're a regular person that works a year round.
Yeah.
But it is the summers are a time that's kind of a weird in between, especially when you've got young kids and you are a teacher, because you are going from being so stimulated and so structured to the days are long and stretch on, and it's what do I do to entertain you?
Well, and it's hard because I struggle with the in-between of I want to do things, but then I want to be structured because my kids they naturally thrive off structure because I do. But then I also want to be laid back and spontaneous. So I'm how do I find that middle line? And so I think it's just going to be go with the flow each week. But just a couple of more ideas that I saw. Okay, so local library, because it's going to be so hot in Houston this summer. So like anything indoors, like children's museum. I love the zoo, but it would have to be something you get there like first thing in the morning because it's just so hot.
That sounds terrible.
It's so
I hate the outdoors, and animals and crowds and people. Anyways, but local libraries, I wanted to say, local libraries, especially if you don't want to spend money, they usually,
it's all
your
free.
Local library will have free, like, children's hours where they read books and stuff. And, like, around us, we've got 2 that I can think of in really close proximity. Yeah. And I know they've got different days where they do stuff. So that could even be twice a week situation where you get this free resource where your kid gets to play with other kids, gets a book read to them, gets to be in the library. Yeah. Like, our tax dollars are going to that shit. You better go.
Yes. Well, in the classes, I used to do it in Ohio whenever I was off with Addie, and she loved the classes. Yeah. I thought that they were really well done. They had music and nursery rhymes, and it was really great. I'm going to just share a couple more ideas. No, it's okay. And then we'll move on. But like another inside idea was build a fort, like inside the house, and just let them play tie-dye t-shirts. I think with Addie's age, she would love that. Tucker's just going to be playing in the dye, but Adeline would absolutely love it. And then the last one was like have a picnic, and we actually did this. So we went downtown this weekend with Matt's sister and her husband and his dad and our niece and nephew, and it was so fun. It was hot, but we went in the afternoon, so by the time like the kids were done playing, it was cooling off, and I packed like a little, they call them snackle boxes now. Yeah. So I packed one with like little snacks, like just to tide us over for dinner, and it was seriously so much fun. We went to the Memorial Herman Park, and I liked it.
So damn hot.
I know. Well, and like today it was like muggy, and I can do hot, but like the muggy, whenever you just feel like you're suffocating, it's just miserable.
Well, my little delicate cherub loves to be outside, but his cheeks get so red. He looks like a tomato, and he gets that directly from me. Who knows if he gets it from Connor, actually. I don't know what Connor's cheeks look like. Yeah. I've never seen them under his beard. Fun fact, I've never seen my husband's chin or cheeks. And we've been married for 7 years. Wait, have we been married for 7 years? Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's just so hot. So I think indoor things are
I know, it's just like finding whatever indoor things and like cheap things to do, because all of that crap can add up too if you're paying every time you go.
If you got more than one kid. Which what we're going to do this summer, we decided, we need to do that. Go to Lifetime. We're going to join the gym because they have childcare there, and I feel better about it because Addie would be with the fielding, since she can kind of like really communicate with us and be like, hey, it's shady in here.
And she'll tell.
Yeah, she would tell us. But they'll have childcare, and that way we could like go work out or even go sit in the cafe and eat lunch.
Yes.
So, just a little bit of like mental sanity. But there are a lot of gyms that are even cheaper than Lifetime that you could join, like if you are a stay-at-home mom or a teacher out for the summer and not having daycare, because our daycare is closed for the summer. So the cost of the gym membership is expensive, but it's still significantly half of the price cheaper of what we pay for daycare. So we're still netting up. Positive.
It's more than half for me, and so I'm like, that's like chunk change.
Exactly.
It's not, but I'm just saying, like in general, it just feels like, that's worth it for me to go have an hour to get my workout in, and then they have like a giant pool there that like we could take the kids to. You have a pool in your backyard too, but still change up the scenery.
Yeah, for sure. And they've got a sauna that's got minty, not a sauna, steam room.
Oh yes, like eucalyptus.
Yeah. I love it. It's so hard to breathe, but then you come out of there and feel so alive.
Guys, I think we're going to be living our best lives this summer.
Me who hates exercise.
I'm just going to be exercising. You're going to be sipping on like a smoothie.
If you see me looking like Hulk Hogan, it's because I like free childcare. I'm like, you can go 4 hours a day? Pumping iron for 4 hours? Just kidding. I won't do that, but we'll see. Who knows? I'm seeing some cycling classes in my future, some yoga.
You do like your classes.
I do. Classes make me happy.
And I like trying new things. If there's a class, I'm like, I'll try it if it's included in the gym membership. I am.
And they have pickleball.
Which we love. And Matt is like, oh my gosh, like Kortnie, because we don't get time together just like him and I on the weekends, and you guys hardly do either. Yeah. And we were like, I mean, if we could take the kids just for 1 hour, because it's like, you feel bad with having that time, but it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's 1 hour out of our day where like him and I can go play pickleball together and spend some quality time.
Like we've been wanting to go as a group and play pickleball, the 4 of us, but we're like, we'd have to hire a babysitter. We've got pickleball court in our neighborhood, and we've never gotten to use them. We pay for them.
I know.
We've never gotten to use them because we have to hire a babysitter to watch 3 children or split them up, like to go outside.
It's just too complicated.
It is. It's just like a logistical nightmare. But if we do that, then we're like, oh my God, little double dates.
I know. We'll be so sporty. Sporty spice.
We'll have to vlog it.
Yes. the guys are going to be like, please, dear God, do not vlog this.
Too late.
We're just embarrassing to them.
I mean, that's the understatement of the year. Also, I have to...
What?
Tell everyone that we are making coffee.
Oh, no!
I said, we were talking about coffee and tea, and I said, I like putting milk and sugar in my tea, too. And Kortnie said, oh, that's real? And I was like, what? And she goes, I thought in England they just called their coffee tea, but it was actually coffee. I said, why? And she said, because milk doesn't go in tea. Like,
so for all of our England listeners on YouTube, because we have them on the analytics, I apologize for not knowing that like it's actual tea. It just seems weird to me. I just thought that they called
you like erase. Like, have you heard of the Boston Tea Party? This huge. Huge. Did you think they were actually dumping coffee bags into the harbor?
I thought it was like an interchangeable term. Maybe I definitely thought that on the little teacups in like say Bridgerton, which I watched season 1 of, like they're bringing coffee in but calling it tea, and then they put their little milk and sugar.
She goes, but Emily, they're in coffee cups. I said they're teacups. What are you talking about? That's what it's like being with Kortnie. The logic doesn't logic.
Emily's just here to enlighten me, or what's that called? You know, like
I have no clue what you're
make me more worldly is what you're here to do.
Yes. Teaching you that British people drink tea. That's what my history.
Fun fact of the day. Da-da-da-da.
It would never make it on the Snapple lid because everyone knows. It's just common knowledge.
I'm about to start sweating. I'm laughing so hard.
I can't. Okay.
All right, we're running good on time. I mean, I think we let's go do our cheers and jeers. Okay. I don't want to like worry about time, but also,
Well, Connor, also before we started, we have a clock that
I bought on Amazon for like $5, okay?
And it's not worth $5 because we can't figure out how to set the timer to like just show us how many minutes we've been talking, because just to keep us aware.
Yeah.
And so Connor couldn't figure out I'm going to throw up. Couldn't figure out how to put it on the timer. So he just said it and said, well, the time's wrong, but can you guys work with us?
It was 9:37.
9:37.
We're recording at 3 in the afternoon. And he was like, well, will this work? And then as soon as his hand goes off of it, it turns off. You have to be touching it for it to turn on.
I'm like, you want me to do the math on 9:37? If I look at it and it's like 10:42, I'm not going to know what that means. Like,
elapsed time is not her strong suit.
9:37. Is this good? No, it's not.
The look, he was dead serious though, of like, I mean, here you go.
Well, you just expected him like figure it out, and he's like, I didn't purchase this. I've never seen instructions.
So then he tries to blame it on me. I'm like, oh, so you're gaslighting me? Okay.
The gaslighter becomes the gaslighted.
So this is how it feels.
You two are. Maybe that's why I'm attracted to both of you, because you've gaslit me.
Attracted? So like, you love both of us.
I'm attracted to your personality.
Yes, I know.
You know what I mean?
You think I'm beautiful. It's fine.
Oh my God. Yes, but irrelevant. But because y'all both gaslit me into these relationships.
Yeah, that's right. We entangled you into our snares.
Yep, you trapped me. I'm being held against my will. Please, someone call help immediately. Okay, anyways. Cheers and jeers.
Yes. All right. Ooh, let's do it. You go first.
My cheer, actually, Jeer, I pretty much already said it. Fielding being sick all week freaking sucked. I didn't get to see y'all all week. It was annoying.
Yeah.
Fielding was so cooped up. And it was just, it sucked. It sucks seeing your kids not feel good. It's like one of the saddest things that happens. And this is minor. There are people that have children that suffer way more, and I truly cannot fathom. But that just was a really like shitty thing to do, trying to work and balance that. And have
it doesn't take away from what you were going through.
Yeah. No, I just want to say. But then my cheer was that yesterday we had, a little tiny Memorial Day party situation. I wouldn't even call it a party. We just had like some friends over, and Fielding was so excited to see everyone, and he was so jazzed up to play. And it's just like, there's nothing worse than seeing your kid sick. There's nothing better than seeing your kid like so happy and excited. Like, his happiness like just makes my heart feel happy. Which is one of the sappiest things I've ever said, and I might have to cut that out.
She has feelings, y'all. Newsflash.
Fighting the demon inside of me is like, no, don't reveal your true self. Yes, plot twist of the century. I love my son, but he had so much fun yesterday, and he didn't really want to swim, but he gets so excited for other people to get excited. Yes. So he's just like giggling the whole time. Yeah. And then he fell asleep. Oh, that should have been my cheer. Is that yours?
You can have two. No.
We're sitting there talking on the couch, and all of a sudden I looked down and Fielding fell asleep, and it was like 9:00, and I was like, God bless America. Like,
it's a miracle.
Son's asleep. So I went and put him in bed, and then Addie's sitting on me, and that hoe falls asleep. And I'm like, oh shit, y'all, 2 out of 3. And then Kortnie's like, I'm getting Tucker's ass down. It's happening.
Because I knew he was, he just wanted to stay up and like run around, but he was so tired.
With a smile on his face. For hours.
He loves the pool.
He loves the pool, and he just waterboards himself, and he's so happy about it. It's crazy.
I mean, and would not give it up. So I knew, I'm like, you are tired. I know your ass is tired.
And so you got him down.
Yep.
And so it was like probably 10:00, and we were all like so tired, but like,
let's play a game.
We can play LCR and roll dice. We actually have time, because we never have time.
It was so fun, and we didn't even end up doing it that long, just because then I was like so freaking tired by the end of it.
Woke up and like wanted to go home.
But it was so fun getting to like play with you guys. Nice. We haven't gotten to play games in so long.
Little play date.
I know.
We got the blocks next time. Maybe learn our numbers.
Play Jenga.
Ooh, I love Jenga.
Don't
play with me.
Giant Jenga.
I
love it. I'm the woman for that.
Connor's so good at Giant Jenga. It pisses me off. He always beats me.
My cheers and jeers for the week. Let's start with my jeers. Last episode, I mentioned Tucker had pink eye. Well, he gave me pink eye. And then I gave myself, from my right eye, pink eye to my left eye. And it was just, the thing is, it didn't bother me at all. But then it's like, you're worried about passing it around to everyone, blah, blah, blah. And so, long story short, I'm fine. My eyes are fine. Tucker, his lasted like 2 days. Yeah. He was good last week.
It's more just annoying.
So it was just annoying. Yeah, this is the first time in a week that I've worn. Thank you, that I've worn any type of makeup. Well, I like eye makeup because I didn't want to contaminate everything.
Eyes are clear.
Yeah, no, they look so good. One of my coworkers, she's so freaking funny. So I walked in. It was on. We had school on Friday. Yeah, it was on Friday. And I walked into the room, and my eye was like getting progressively worse over Friday. And she looks at me and she was like, is it just me, or are you regressing right now? It was Stephanie. I was like, I'm definitely regressing. Yeah, that was a fact. And I didn't bring my eye drops because it just like came on so quickly. So that was definitely my jeers. And then my cheers was Tucker showed like a small part of empathy, like a small bit of empathy today. It was super cute. Aww. So, well, first he started off by whacking his sister over the head with a plastic sword.
All right.
But that led into her crying, which then led to he went over there and like I thought he was gonna smack her because he's been really into that. But he like went like put his whole palm over her eyes and wiped her tears away. Aww. And then she had like her little pink unicorn, picked it up and handed it to her. Aww. I can't believe like he's showing that like at this age. And then, he turned around and grabbed the sword and hit her over the head again. But
that's not, we're gonna
the moral of the story is.
And let me tell you, for anyone that doesn't know, Kortnie is like an early childhood development person. That's why this is like so important to her, because someone's probably like, okay, not that it's not important.
No, I know what you mean.
You understand that like psychology so well and how important those steps are to development.
Yes.
Like it's have done so much research.
Well, it's big to me just because I'm like a elementary school teacher, and so I'm like, if your kid shows empathy like at that young of an age, you're like, okay, good. Like
they're gonna be a good human.
Yeah, you're
hopefully.
Yes, they're like working on being a good human. Yes, and it was just sweet for him to like to see him be sweet to his sister, even though he does like to like whack her, but to him that's just playing. He's not trying to hurt her. But then she's like, Tucker hit me. Like that's already starting. But I loved that. I love getting to see their little relationship.
This week in bed. Like they've been
yes, I know. I sent y'all pictures of them just like totally cuddled up. It's so much fun like having them together, and like getting to see their friendship grow. It's like all I've ever wanted. I knew that from the longest time, like I wanted 2 kids, and getting to see them like live out like what I wanted for them, which, you know, isn't fair. Like that, because that's not on them. But what I'm saying is like I had these dreams, and then like now like I'm living this out of getting to see my kids like play together and be so sweet to each other.
Almost enough for me to consider having one more kid, but just not quite.
I get it. No, I understand, because it's like
can just be the third sibling.
I love that.
By proxy.
Yes.
Addie thinks he's her cousin anyway,
yeah.
so
I mean,
it's fine.
Either way, he's family.
So
yeah.
cute. They're so sweet to each other. I love it. And then they are fighting like siblings, which makes me laugh that we're already at that point, but it's so cute stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, how does this happen so early? I guess I didn't realize it. I thought it would be like when they're, 5 and 8 that this would happen, but it starts pretty early on.
1
but
and 4.
yeah.
Here you are. But it's funny. They're good. And Addie understands more. She's like trying to understand, but she's also still little. Like,
yeah, exactly.
She just seems so much bigger than the boys. I think that's what's hard. She seems so much older. So I feel like sometimes.
Well, and she does have that big vocabulary, and I put a lot of not pressure on her, but I feel like I expect a lot more out of her than like, well, this at the end of the day, she's 4 years old. Like, she's such a baby.
But you're very good still at like, I saw you do it yesterday. She was getting frustrated, and you're like, do you want to take a deep breath? Okay, do you want me to take a deep breath with you, or do you want to do it on your own? Like, that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, that takes such good patience. But then you complimented me, which is my favorite thing to happen to me. And you said, I'm good at distracting. And I'm like, I am a good distractor of children.
You are, yes.
But I don't know that's a good coping skill.
Well, no, because there's a time and place to, like, take a deep breath, and then there's a time and place where, like, hey, you got to move on, and, like, let's find something fun to do, or, like, let's just move on from the situation, and, like, you're really good at that. So it's funny because I feel like I get to learn a lot from you, and that retrospect, and then you learn from me, and like the coping skills, the social skills, whatever, just because that's what I live and breathe every day.
And I am an avoider. And I'm like, how do we avoid this topic? I don't like these emotions, and so we're skirting away from them. You're not sad. Here's a popsicle. It works. It's effective.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I think we're just about rounded everything up. I feel good.
No, I don't think I have any more embarrassing stories to tell about you. Nope.
Yeah, I'll bring some prepared for you next time. I'll give you some payback.
Good luck. We both know you're not going to remember.
I need like Matt to start helping me just remember, and I write them down.
You put them in our shared notes. I just delete them.
Yeah.
I just gaslight.
Damn it! Wait, I thought I put that in there. Where'd it go?
Honestly, how long could I get away with that? A
while. Y'all, like, we joke about this. My memory is so bad. It's just, I'm
concerned.
Do I have dementia?
No, you did take my prescription, though, when you started playing solitaire like an old lady.
Oh, I was like, what prescription did I take?
I'm a doctor, and I prescribed solitaire on your phone.
Yeah, and I had played that like a year ago, and then I just got off of it. It is fun to do. I forgot that I had the app on my phone. What's it called, though, when you remember everything about everyone, though? What's the opposite of that? Conniving?
I think you pronounced genius wrong, but yes. I don't remember everything. I just remember more than you, so I think it just seems like a lot.
I'm like, wow, what it'd be like to have a great memory.
And I'm like, did I dream that, or did that actually happen? I ask Connor that all the time. Did I dream this, or did it happen? And
that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, that's kind of where I live. But anywho.
All right, y'all, we're going to sign off here.
Yes. Oh, but last but not least.
Oh, yeah.
Chalkboard Candle Co. We have our code for that, 20% off at checkout. If you use cheers to that 20 at checkout, that gets you 20% off your candle purchase. Non-toxic. Coconut wax. There's a lot of really good scents.
We got our candles in. I really like mine. It smells really good. Burning it down.
And yeah, and that is great.
All right.
And those are things.
Okay.
And things are that. And we are this.
We will see you guys next week for another episode of
Cheers to that. Break it down now.
Bye.
Toodles.